Welcome to Southwest Desert, where adventure meets the arid beauty of the American Southwest. Join us as we explore the rugged landscapes, uncover hidden historical gems, and dive deep into the rich legends and culture of this iconic region. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on our latest desert adventures. Please leave a like or comment. This is very helpful. Let's journey together into the heart of the Southwest Desert. Imagine finding a fortune in silver ore gleaming in the desert sun, only to walk away and never be able to find it again. Not once, but 4 times in the last century, different men have stumbled upon what might be one of the richest undiscovered silver deposits in the American Southwest, and every single one of them lost it. Welcome to Southwest Desert, the channel that uncovers the forgotten treasures and legends of the American Southwest frontier. Today, we explore the tantalizing tale of the lost silver ledge of the Trijos Mountains, a vein of silver so rich that the few who've seen it claim it rivals the legendary Silver Clip Mine, a bonanza that produced over $1 million in just 4 years during the 1880s, before those riches slipped like sand through the fingers of the man who discovered it. The year was 1880, and the harsh Arizona desert near the Colorado River was drawing prospectors with dreams of striking it rich. Among them was Jose Maria Mendivil, a Mexican prospector who would experience both incredible luck and crushing misfortune within the unforgiving landscape of the Trijos Mountains. While exploring an unnamed mountain slope about 30 miles north of Yuma, Mendeville made the discovery of a lifetime. There, scattered down the hillside like discarded slag, lay chunks of silver ore so abundant they could be gathered by hand. This extraordinary find would become known as the Silver Clip Mine, the greatest lead silver producer ever worked along the Colorado River. Between 1883 and 1887, the Silver Clip unleashed a flood of ore worth more than $1 million, an astonishing sum for that era. But here's where the story takes its first ironic turn. Despite discovering this magnificent treasure, Mendeville himself never profited from it. According to local legend and the testimony of his grandson Mike Mendeville, Jose Maria received a mere $200 for what would become a $1 million mine. But there's another layer to this tale of missed opportunity. While Mendeville was still at the clip, fate dangled an even greater prize before him, one that would become the stuff of whispered legend among desert wanderers for generations to come. According to old-timers along the Colorado River, somewhere north of the Silver Clip, hidden among the maze of ridges, canyons, buttes, and washes, lies another silver vein, one said to be even richer than the famous clip. It's a ledge so elusive that despite being discovered at least 4 times over the past century, no one has been able to relocate it after walking away. Mendeville's brush with this second treasure came when a Mexican prospector camping at the clip lost his burro. After tracking the animal through the rugged terrain, the man returned with ore samples that looked promising. The 2 men struck a deal. Mendeville would pay for an assay, and if the samples proved valuable, they would return together to file claims. The assay confirmed what they suspected. The rock was incredibly rich in silver. But by the time Mendeville received the results, the prospector had vanished, following the siren call of distant ridges. No one knew where he had gone or even who he was. Without guidance, Mendeville realized that searching for the silver ledge in that wilderness would likely be futile. Meanwhile, business affairs at Picacho, a settlement across the Colorado and California, demanded his attention. Mendeville was prominent there, owning gold properties and the town site itself, which had been developed on his homestead. With too many irons in the fire, he made a fateful decision. A mine operator named Hubbard, one of Arizona's great mine developers of that era, approached Mendeville about the silver clip. The worth of the claim had not yet been proven, and Mendeville was too busy to develop it himself. In what would prove to be a grand but costly gesture, Mendeville simply told Hubbard to take the clip, suggesting they might later discuss an exchange for San Diego waterfront properties. Hubbard didn't hesitate. By 1883, he had proven that the ledge extended more than 150 feet vertically and was at least 300 feet long. Its width, all high-value ore, measured between 18 and 27 feet. The lead silver ore was so accessible that just 4 men could extract 50 tons daily. At the Colorado River, 7 miles from the mine, Hubbard constructed a 10-stamp mill on a mesa at the mouth of Clipwash. He established a freighting road across the brutal terrain, and soon ore wagons thundered daily along the twisting miles of rock and sand. Each day the mill crushed another 25 tons of clip ore. The silver clip's success sparked a boom throughout the silver district. Mines with names like Black Rock, Red Cloud, Engineer, Emma, and Silver Plume sprang into operation. Yet between 1879 and 1889, the entire district produced only $1,696,000 in silver and lead, and the silver clip alone accounted for $1,110,000 of that total. Hubbard's superintendent at the clip mine was a man the locals called Pennybaker. Married to an indigenous woman, Pennybaker would become the second person to encounter the legendary Lost Ledge. One day, another indigenous man, possibly a relative of Pennybaker's wife, told the superintendent about a big untapped ledge not far north of the camp. Whether out of curiosity or professional interest, Pennybaker allowed himself to be guided to the site. What he found impressed him. He recognized good silver ore when he saw it. But surprisingly, he didn't file a claim or attempt to mine it. According to Ed Rochester, who knew him later, it was likely a matter of professional ethics. As an employee of the clip company, Pennybaker considered his time as belonging to his employer, who might claim rights to any discovery he made while under their employment. Content with his position as mine superintendent, Pennybaker filed the location of the silver ledge away in his mind, planning to return to it when circumstances changed. But years passed, and the high-grade ore in the clip was eventually exhausted. Hubbard purchased the Harquahala mine near Salome and moved his operations there, with Pennybaker remaining as superintendent. When the Harquahala was also worked out, Pennybaker, by then an old man, retired to the California coast. That's when memories of the rich ledge began to haunt him. The vein he'd seen decades earlier had likely grown even richer in his imagination over the years. He returned to Arizona and went to Cibola, by then the nearest inhabited spot to the old clip mine. With Bert Hart, a local who had known the silver district since childhood, Pennybaker set out to find the ledge. But the landscape had changed. Cloudbursts and flash floods regularly reshaped the desert, and his memory had faded with the passing years. Pennybaker wouldn't accept defeat. He returned from the coast several more times, each expedition taking him into different territory. Each time the vein eluded him. Finally, he gave up and never returned. The third man known to have seen the ledge was Santiago Lopez, a prominent cattleman of the region during the late 19th century. When driving cattle to Yuma, Lopez followed a trail that took him through a pass in low hills just north of Clip Mountain, then into a basin at the head of a west branch of Yuma Wash. Somewhere in this area, while moving his herd, Lopez stumbled upon the Great Silver Ledge. Even a brief examination excited him, but he had to get his cattle to market. He vowed to return and stake his claim, but when he did, the ledge had vanished into the landscape. Though he searched each time he used the old trail, he never found it again. The fourth confirmed sighting came from Julian Parra, son of Felisario Parra, who discovered the rich mesquite diggings in California's Chocolate Mountains. A lifelong prospector in the Colorado River country, Parra was following the old cattle trail on horseback when he found the silver ledge. Recognizing its value, he placed a small monument upon it to mark his discovery, then continued his journey. When he returned, neither the ledge nor his monument could be found. For the rest of his days, he hunted for it, telling his sons it was richer than the famous clip. In 1951, a prospector named Earl Kerr decided to hunt for the ledge, convinced that combining all the accounts narrowed down the search area significantly. With companions George Converse and Sumner Farrar, he ventured into the rugged terrain. On Christmas Day of that year, Earl announced his triumph to friends. He had found a substantial silver ledge in approximately the right location, with a small, tumbled-down monument on it. The vein stood about 4 feet high, was 15 feet wide, and visible for about 30 feet along a contact between andesite and red granite. Earl took a sample and had it assayed. It showed 2 or 3 ounces of silver per ton and 2 or 3% lead. Not spectacular, but as Earl pointed out, it was just a grab sample, and the vein had potential. He planned to return in the spring when the weather cooled to properly prospect the site. But fate intervened. Earl died suddenly before he could make the return trip. His companion George never saw the actual ledge. Earl had discovered it while exploring a short, narrow canyon alone, rejoining George afterward with samples in hand. A storm that night forced their hasty departure, and the exact location of Earl's discovery remains yet another chapter in the mystery of the lost silver ledge. Today, those who might seek this elusive treasure face additional challenges. Much of the area now lies within the Army's Yuma Test Station, a military reservation of nearly 1 million acres. The clip mine itself sits either at the edge of the reservation or in its buffer zone, and the lost ledge is likely in a similar position. Join my Patreon community and discover my art print products on my website in the links provided in my description and link above. Also, if you would like a particular image from my videos, give the timestamp for image and I will upload it to my website and Patreon. Thank you for joining your desert frontiersman Alan for another Southwest Gold story. Check out my large catalog of Southwest videos and playlists on historical tales, legends, lost gold stories, and adult bedtime stories. If you like a certain image from my videos, tell me in comments and give timestamp. Happy trails. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.